How does your brain fill in your blind spot? Have you ever wondered why you don't notice a gap in your vision? That's right. There's a small area in your visual field where you can't see anything, but your brain has a clever trick to handle it. This area is known as the blind spot, and it occurs because of the optic disc. This is where the optic nerve exits the eye, and there are no light-sensitive cells there to detect images. This gap is usually about 5 to 7 degrees wide in the outer part of your vision. Now, you might think that having a blind spot would leave you seeing a hole in your visual field. Surprisingly, that's not the case. Your brain is constantly working to fill in this missing information. This process is called perceptual filling in. It involves using visual data from the surrounding areas and even from the other to create a complete picture. When light hits the edges of the blind spot, neurons in the primary visual cortex become active. Some of these neurons have large receptive fields that extend beyond the blind spot. This means they can pick up information from nearby areas and help to fill in the missing parts. When both sides of the blind spot are stimulated at the same time, these neurons show increased activity. This suggests that the brain is actively reconstructing what's missing rather than just passively receiving signals. The brain does not simply add up the nearby visual input. Instead, it uses a more complex method to predict and fill in the gaps. This means that when an object moves across the blind spot, the brain can complete the image seamlessly. So, even though there is a real anatomical feature that creates a gap, the brain's clever processing ensures that you perceive a continuous visual experience. This ability to fill in the blind spot is part of how our body protects and maintains our visual perception. It allows us to navigate our environment without being aware of this limitation. This is essential for recognizing objects and moving around safely. In practical terms, even with a blind spot, you can function normally without realizing there's a gap in your vision. The brain's ability to compensate for this blind spot highlights the dynamic relationship between our eyes and brain. It's a fascinating example of how our body systems work together to ensure we have a coherent view of the world around us.